Professional cyclists spend months in preparation to reach a certain level that can allow them to have a shot at winning a big race like the Tour de France. In an event like this, millions of spectators show up to witness the race firsthand and show support for their favorite riders. But as good as it sounds, this amount of people can sometimes bring trouble. When you have people from all kinds scattered over a 200-kilometer race every day for 3 weeks, it becomes hard to control the crowds. You get irresponsible grown men who try to get attention, and those who are trying to get selfies. And you also get pets interfering with the race.
Somebody let their dog off its leash.
And even horses on some occasions. When the race hits the mountains, the pace of the peloton slows down to the point where anybody can keep up with the speed of the riders just by running. And this is where most of the interactions between the pros and spectators occur. At the peak form of his life, Italian climber Nibali left the Tour de France with a broken vertebra and back injury. A spectator's camera strap caught his handlebars, which threw him on the tarmac. For an athlete who has spent months training under all sorts of weather, doing multiple training camps, sacrificing all that effort and time, for it to go all in vain in the blink of an eye because of an irresponsible behavior, that would be a disastrous and a very disappointing outcome, to say the least.
Well, I don't think that was very nice. I'm not sure what that was all about, as Alberto Contador is not too happy about all these people running alongside.
To prevent that scenario, a lot of riders decide to confront these people, just like Chris Froome did to this guy who was running closely alongside him while holding a flag.
Here today, pound for pound, the toughest bike racer in this event. That's a really good shot, actually. I mean, that hurt. So Froome's fired up there.
5-6. Dan komt de knecht. En hier komt Bart Welles. De rollen zijn omgedraaid. Dat kan je maar beter niet doen, Bart Welles. Dat kan je maar beter niet doen.
Other cyclists decide to go the extra mile by jumping off the bike and having an actual fight. That's exactly what happened when Colombian cyclist Miguel Lopez bumped into a guy that was running in the middle of the road at a very decisive stage in the 2019 Tour of Italy.
I think it's a fan got in the way.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go, and that's going to be a famous picture.
A camera strap, a flag, or any other object can be dangerous when it is brought closely to the riders in a bike race by irresponsible people. Just standing there on the edge of the road can cause damage to the cyclists and the race.
Riesig, die 3 Streifen, die Adidas Streifen. Oh, nein, das glaub ich nicht. Es ist etwas passiert. Wahnsinn. Dieser junge Mann, dieser Fanatiker.
Another dangerous element in bike races is motorbikes. There has been a lot of criticism over their presence around the peloton.
Is stuck. It's just in the middle of the race.
The motor, it's stalled. Yeah. Riders going down left and right.
In the 2015 Tour of Spain, one of the in-race motorbikes tried to sneak through a tight space in the peloton and consequently collided with Peter Sagan. The Slavic lost his cool and went furious at the race organizers. He called for more safety measures, but he was fined later that day for his reaction. Likewise, Mario Cipollini was disqualified from a race after he threw 2 water bottles at a race commissar who attempted to pass in between him and his sports director while in conversation.
Oh dear. He's not having a nice day.
Very good shot.
He's thrown 2 bottles at the commissar.
That hit him. That was a direct shot, that. They could get in trouble for that.
Bike races are always in a continuously changing state. This is due to the changes in wind direction, the speed of the peloton, and the technical nature of the course. That forces riders to adapt immediately to these changes. Making the wrong moves in these small spaces may result in terrible crashes. Falling down because of somebody else's fault can drive these guys crazy. That's when riders start blaming each other. Tensions rise, and brawls emerge.
Schon zwei Mal im Radsport erinnern wir uns an das vergangene Jahr, an den Fight zwischen Nils Stevens und Raul Alcala.
As the race approaches its decisive parts, riders try to be in the right spot at the right time to gain an advantage over their adversaries. Positioning skills are a must for a success in this sport. However, in most of the time, these sweet spots are very few and highly contested. Take for example the positioning battle before a sprint finish. Sprinters literally fight for the slipstreams and the corners.
Mark Renshaw kicks, but they're shoulder to shoulder towards the line. Cavendish is getting out to the mix here.
These guys are so aggressive, going shoulder to shoulder at dangerously high speeds. Even when the sprint is on, you see sprinters that try to block or even push others to the barriers, which could result in massive pileups. All of these moves are illegal, and they are well aware of that. But in the midst of the sprint, they instinctively tend to do that.
Oh, Thibaut Pinot qui a encore un problème. Oh là 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 là, la journée galère. Problème de dérailleur.
One of the most frustrating things that can happen to you in the cycling race is crashing, or having a mechanical at a very crucial moment.
And there goes the bike. Something's happened. And
it could simply mean that your race is over, especially on a day you've prepared to have that shot to victory.
Setting things up, there's been a crash at Sagan. Sagan's down, and well, that bike is junk. It is now, if it wasn't before. Massive frustration for Peter Sagan, still waiting for that win. Instead, he finds...
We've seen guys lose control of their anger, throwing and smashing bikes that usually cost tens of thousands of dollars.
Jacket or Muse? Jacket. Well, that's the statement made by Jack Barr. His level of contentment at the moment, probably around 0 or a minus factor.
In some races, the area around the finish line turns into a mess once the peloton arrives. Journalists, cameramen, fans, and team staff members are all over the place, which creates a very uncomfortable environment for the riders.
That's the way the sport goes, eh?
Tomorrow you have a rest day and then you plan your tactics.
Don't touch, don't touch pas.
Take a look at this incident of a fan that attempted to snatch a bottle from a rider's mouth.
Take it out of my head, you idiot! I knock you down, you wipe me out of the camera, stupid.
Jacob Fulzang et Kivan Basso est environ à une centaine de mètres de Thomas Voeckler qui est à la peine, qui essaie de se relancer, mais vraiment Thomas Voeckler dans une période vraiment très...
And after a long day on the saddle, under the sun of July, exhausted and perhaps unhappy for not performing well, the last thing you want is to get interviewed and having to answer questions on what went wrong.
a rider went down there. Here it's Tom Wheelers of Argos. Did you get a view of a bit of the argy-bargy there?
No, I touched with him, but the road's bare and left. I know you're trying to get all the Mark Cavendish, a really bad sprinter again. The road's bare and left. 150 metres ago, the road bears left. Either I follow the road or I hit the barriers I want.
Some journalists keep on pushing to provoke a reaction from the riders.
What was my fault?
Why are you taking my tape recorder? Mark, I would like my tape recorder back. I'm just asking you a question.
What was my fault? I lost the sprint. Yeah, it was my fault.
Okay, guys.
Good one, Mark.
Proud from that whole day. So proud, and I'm just such a shame we don't finish it right.
Was Tour de France tiredness a factor, perhaps?
No, stop asking stupid questions. Do you know what that's like?
Before ending this video, I have to clarify that this is not an attempt to justify or find excuses to these people's actions. I did previously publish a similar video to the one you've just watched, but most people in the comments section were vilifying these athletes without knowing much about the context of these incidents. I realized that I had to explain and provide more context to help the viewers understand what led them to behave this way. Anger is not limited to the sport of cycling. It is there in every other sport, in workplaces and in daily life. Cyclists rage mostly out of extreme discomfort or when they feel threatened. The road is their playing ground. Standing or running on the road during a bike race is the same as when somebody invades the pitch during a football game. We should grant them space to perform comfortably. Thanks for watching.
And Bulls just dishing out, get out the way. We've seen quite a bit of that today.